What's up, my freaking freakets? It's time to go and set sail for an adventure today. This is my new intro that I've just thought of a while ago. And it's a bit weird. It's probably weird hearing me talk and everything, but this is something new I'm doing. That I'm probably gonna start doing probably once in a while. So do not expect much out of me. Anyways, so what today I'm going to be talking about is RWBY, a show that had so much potential that I absolutely loved the trailers for. Hoped it was going to be something completely different. So what I'm going to do today is what I thought RWBY was going to be. What I thought RWBY was going to be basically not this black and white type of thing we kind of got. I thought it was going to be gray characters with like messy backgrounds with how they would all come together and start off. Here's what I thought RWBY was going to be. Who Ruby Rose was going to be. I thought she was going to be a somewhat innocent but more knowledgeable character that was gonna basically be that's like it's not all black and white, it's more like morally gray, that maybe some stuff isn't as like good or evil as one may think. And what I thought we were gonna get was RWBY with maybe a little bit of I don't know, more sad, more like, because she lost her mom and everything in the show, and they don't really do anything about it. Like, she lost her mom, and then there's Yang's mom left, so you have two moms who left, and then you have a dad who's probably, depressed and everything, because you have one who's died, the other one who just left, so I thought the household would be more different than what we actually got. But that's the one we didn't get. So I thought she was going to be this grayish type of character with a little bit of innocence who would try to make the world better because she knows how terrible it can be. Now, we got some of that in the first episode, a little bit of the episodes, but in the first season. But after that, it's just, they backpedaled a lot. And they still do today. So, that sucks. But anyways, next we're on to Weiss. And oh man, I thought Weiss was going to be way different, because especially from what we got from, the show. Like, I thought she was gonna be this like more like it's there, but it's just not like completely shown. I thought she was gonna be this like depressed like teen, this depressed girl who's gonna be basically absolutely bratty to hide anything, and because she had to do that so her father or any of her people in her family wouldn't find out, which would make sense because of how terrible the household would be. Because that household, they could have done so much more with it. Because, the mental abuse her father did, and we don't even know if there was any actual abuse. It is vague. They said maybe, but other than that, no. And then they could have done so much more with the family. Like, you have a mother who's drunk, who doesn't do anything. You have a brother who's following in his father's footsteps that's, maybe had no one else to lead on, or, support of. So that's all he knows. And then you have a sister who left and not really came back or talked to, and it's basically just an older Weiss from the first season. So, and, that was just terrible. Now we get to the one who, they could have done so much more with her. They could have done so much better. Blake. Blake was going to be my favorite character. Because in the first, trailer we saw her in, it showed, oh yeah, there was, it showed all this stuff. She believed in her cause and everything. She was, a little bit, shaken up and everything of, maybe this isn't what we're right or everything. But what we got was disappointment. Because she just hides everything and she doesn't do anything, which... And the reason she hides is because, well, she's scared, but it doesn't really show anything. And what I thought she was going to be was this mentally depressed, anxiety, like, scared, like, PTSD, because when we think about it, we don't know if she, like, exactly know. Maybe if she didn't kill people, it was like, they could have done where it's like, maybe she killed some people to survive, or like because she thought these people were evil, or like because they worked for the SSDC, and Adam basically convinced her that they were evil, which could have worked very well. And it would basically be what she would be basically, you would see in some of these scenes, she would have maybe flashbacks, or like in the mirror or ever, where you'd see her with bloody hands and stuff like that, thinking about these people who could have been innocent. We could have gotten this well-developed character who would have been greatly, they could have done so much with her. But what we got was not as great as I would liked. And then we have Yang. Yang was gonna be a fun character, I'm not gonna lie. She was like, she could have been, she's fun, but they could have done her role model better. Because Yang is, I'm surprised it doesn't show she has any problems. Because you have this girl who had one mother who just left, not saying anything, and never said anything, and just, their parents never saying it. Her dad basically lied to her about it, about why. In the show, they do that. And then you have basically her second mother, Summer Rose, die. So I'm surprised she didn't have anything. Like, it doesn't show that she has really anything wrong with her. Another thing that happens is basically when she gets her arm cut off. That's it. But it doesn't show, like, I thought she was going to be more, like, look into stuff, more, thinkative, instead of just a brawler, because she would know, like, yeah, maybe you can't go into life just going like a berserker or crazy, or just headstrong into stuff. But no, she's just a headstrong character, and it was like, I thought she was going to be more analytic, but maybe still, like, a little bit headstrong. But that's not what we got, which sucks. And if we did get these characters, they could have fleshed them out really well. Because, like, they could have had a family come together and show, like, all their, like, things, where you could have, like, in one episode, you could have, like, where Blake was running away, and you could have had come together, and she tells her of her past and her regrets, and, like, what happened, and, like, how she feels and everything, and they would all come together to make her feel better and basically say that they've had their shortcomings and they can get through it together. And enough other episodes, they could do that. They could bring them together more as, like, this instead of this ragtag team, this, like, more of a family of, like, 4 girls who've had it terrible in life. But together, they could make it better. Now, let's get on to Juniper. Oh my god, they could have done so much with Juniper. Well, 2 characters in my opinion. Ren and Nora were great. John, though... Well, John was a character who was so lackluster, in my opinion. Because he was either, and I don't know exactly which one, he was either, because you know how they have fairy tales and stuff like that, legends and stuff like that, he was either Joan of Arc, or Jean d'Arc, however you want to say it, or King Arthur, one of the 2. And they could have done so much with him instead of just, he had 7 sisters and basically his family did say that they don't believe in his dream, never trained him and did anything with him, and basically did shoot down everything he did. And he had to, like, do just like that. they could have done so much more with him. They could have made it to where maybe he had a terrible, like absolutely bad past and everything, and show like why he didn't have the train that he did, or maybe he wants to hide because of some things that happened in his past that maybe messed him up, and he doesn't want to. And then eventually sort him out into this great leader who would lead them into the battles and everything, who would become this beacon of hope with RWBY. But what we got was such a letdown. Now, like I said, Ren and Nora, they had a great backstory, in my opinion. It was really good. I can't really think of anything better. Para, though. Para was Achilles, I'm pretty sure, yeah. They could have made a better past instead of just like, everyone just seems to use me for my money or my fame and stuff like that. It could have been where she's stressed out because her parents want her to be more famous and be better or be the best. But instead of we just got, I'm kind of sad because everyone wants to use me. And then I met John, and it's like, there's one person who doesn't want to use me. They could have made the love that those two could have had a lot better, and then made it feel a lot more, like, it felt like absolutely terrible when she died, but they could have made it like, oh my god, this is, and they could have made it out of the blue, where it's like, we didn't know this was gonna happen. But it was just like, nope, you just see all these death flags, and it's like, it could have been something great. But that's my thoughts on RWBY and Juniper. I will probably do another one on the rest, like a good, some other characters, but right now that's all I can think of. Thank you, and don't forget to have a great adventure.